Alright, hi everyone. Welcome to an unboxing of the Tempestus Aquilons, or Aquilons, whatever they're called officially or properly. Now this isn't an unboxing in inverted commas because all I've got is the sprue, and I got this from eBay in the UK for about £40, which feels about right given the Kill Team boxes for the other factions cost between about £43 and £48. So £40 feels very, very well costed from someone on the magical internet. So it doesn't come with instructions, I don't have those, but you can easily find them on the interwebs. And I guess the first place to start is just the quantity that you get here. So you get 3 sprues, and they're pretty packed out. So pretty rammed up with lots and lots of bits and pieces. So multiple options with dual head options and some accessories, although not loads of accessories, and plenty of heroic poses and some weapon options. You can probably see either on the Warhammer community website or also a video put in a link to the description here, where I basically review the rules and that type of thing. But they're actually getting way less special weapons than the normal Tempestus Scions. So that is one thing I notice on the sprue. Now the actual base size is confirmed as the bigger base. So these are some old school Scions, if you want to call them that. And you can distinctly see it's the bigger base. I think that is a 27.5mm versus, I think it's a 25mm, if I got that correct. So they are physically bigger bases, and I don't think the models are actually any bigger. You then get also the servo sentry gun thing, whatever it's called, and this base obviously is quite big. I don't actually know what size it is, but that is, who knows? Doesn't say that, doesn't, but that's obviously quite a big base compared to our normal Scions. Although of note in the rules, this is just a token. It doesn't actually contribute to the footprint of the miniatures, which is interesting. So that's the base sizes, and I'll put that there for reference. So as I said, you get a lot of plastic here. Now £40 in the world of miniatures is obviously well expensive, very expensive, but then for GW, £40, again, from eBay. So who knows how much will cost when they officially release them in their own box, but I think I got a pretty good deal. Now, let's start off with the backpacks. So you can see here, they basically all follow the same layout. So you've got the 2 bits to make the backpacks, and then there's another one here, and there's another one over. Now you're going to help me find it. You probably can't because obviously I'm recording this, but here it is here. And you can see this one has the option for the cable hanging off, and obviously with that guy's layout there, whilst all these other ones obviously have no cable. Now I did note, you can see here, that basically is a bloke's hand, and it basically is showing where he's grabbed the cable from the backpack and pulled it on to plug into his weapon, because the way the hotshot las guns are displayed here is they typically have like a box magazine, which is super cool. So they probably have a limited reserve of number of shots coming out of the weapon. But then also there will be one, which I can't find in front of me, where basically maybe he's plugging it in. So maybe it's this one here, where he's got one hand on the buttstock of the weapon, on the body of the weapon, and he's pulling the cable to basically attach in there, just to replace the energy source. So that's a really cool detail. I like that a lot. The fact that they're sort of pointing to the fact these are meant to be jump pack dudes, which they're not in the rules, but that's a minor point. Well, it is a point, but it's not important for the sake of the models. Is that basically don't have cables dangling everywhere, so as you're flying through the sky, not getting all caught up and killing yourself, getting tangled up in your weapon. So that's cool. Definitely, I think when it comes to painting these, you want to do them probably off the miniatures, so component paint the backpacks. I've read some painting guides, and they say they are a bit tricky to work with. Now, linked to the cables is these things here, and I'm assuming what they are is basically you attach them maybe to the actual backpack, and it's almost like they're the stowed cables. So that's really cool. If that's what it is, which I think it is, that's a fantastic detail. So as I said, you know, the blokes are moving about with the box magazine on their weapon, and then they've got basically the cables all tucked in nice and neat behind them. So that is a really nice detail, and I'm pretty confident that's what it is, because you've got 9 of them, so you've got 9 different options. It's absolutely fantastic. Now for heads, you've got the not the bog standard, but you've got the helmet off heads, and it's really cool here to see that style of head. Hopefully you can see it okay in the top down. It's just like one of the heads you get in the old kit. And I think I've actually got, yeah, here he is. So this is obviously from the other sides, and you can see Mr. Helmet Face is the same as Mr. Helmet Face with a beret. Although interestingly with these, is you've got quite a few guys with their berets off. You've got only 2 guys with berets, and the rest are all bareheaded. And it looks like what the hell's that guy? It looks well nasty. Looks like Bane from Batman. Haven't seen that one before. It looks quite interesting. Looks like some sort of respirator, maybe. Yeah, it's got a respirator. And I know also they've got a lady head as well, which is nice. You've got some gender diversity in your miniatures, which is good. Then the helmets, you get 10. So 2 of them are over here. And then you've got 8 over here. And what's interesting is, as per the normal Scions, you've got obviously this camera, probably for HQ to observe the action from far away. And instead of it being on obviously the jump packs, it's actually on their helmets, which is nice to see that bit of details remembered. So able to send back to command in live action as they blast away the heretics. So the helmets themselves look pretty similar, or very similar to the standard Scions, albeit with the camera at the top there, as I said. Now accessories, you get, it looks just like the normal Scions. You get frag and crack, and that one's popped off, but you got dual crack, frag and crack. And obviously in the current rules of 10th edition, it is no differential between frag and crack, because it's just arrived at via a stratagem, as opposed to it saying frag grenades or crack grenades, which I think was a thing in 8th edition, maybe 9th edition. Then you've got the Tempestus daggers. They are here. You've got 5. Have we got 10? We've only got 5. Okay. Now, I personally, when I model up my other Scions, I don't bother with any accessories, because I mean, these are very intricate models, and as you know, as a guard commander, painting tiny Astra Militarum miniatures can be honestly quite tiresome, and I probably up to like my 200th tiny dude, and I just want to get them done. But you got 5 Scion daggers there, which is good if you wish to model those on, and then of course you've also got the stabby character with his bayonet, well, his dagger porter there, which looks very thematic. Cool. Now on to actual weaponry. So as I said, you've obviously got all of the hotshot las guns. So you've got numerous bits and pieces here. So hotshot las gun. One over there, another one over there, and that is, yeah, hotshot las gun. Now, a bit of interesting detail with the hotshot las guns is they have changed the optical sight to be a lot smaller. Yeah, because if you look at the standard Scions, you can see the actual optical sight. The optics is quite a large. It looks like almost like a sniper rifle, and you can be forgiven if you don't know regard to what that look like sniper rifles. Now, you can see that's the standard one, which obviously is a much smaller sighting system, and it looks like it's a type of thing that they'll say in the law where basically the aiming, that's like an optical sight, and the aiming is achieved via their helmet display, for example. Now, there is a sniper variant in here, a hotshot las gun. Of whatever it's called, and basically you can see actually that is using the basically identical optical sights as per the other one, the standard one. So that's an interesting detail, is they've basically said that a normal hotshot las gun for these blokes is in theory the same size as that for the sniper variant. Then the bog standard ones are noticeably shorter, and you can see they've made them shorter by basically making, I'm not sure what you call this part of the weapon anymore. Obviously that's the muzzle. Oh, actually, they've just shortened the barrel. Yeah, the barrel itself is shorter to make it a carbine, which is a good detail, which is nice. Then you've got you've got a plasma and a melter, and you can see they're cutesy plasmas and cutesy melters. So they've made them quite short. So again, I've got an assembled plasma man here from the normal Scions, and you can see that that is a significantly smaller plasma weapon. So interestingly, from just looking at it, that they've basically said the buttstock is the same length by the looks of things, but it just fundamentally is a smaller weapon, which is cool, because obviously they're meant to be carbines. They've got a shorter range in the rule set, and then there's the melter, which is obviously very short as well. So they're looking almost like, yeah, plasma pistol and a what do you call the melter pistols these days? Some of the Sisters of Battle have got those, whatever they're called. But they look pretty good. Inferno pistols, but they're obviously the carbine versions. Looking pretty cute, I'm going to say, because they're absolutely tiny. But great to see they're sort of thinking about, like, you know, what it actually would look like from a realism point of view, albeit we're talking about fictitious miniatures in a distant dark future, 40,000 years away, or 39,000 years away. Then the Sergeant has got chainsword option, power sword option, He can take a plasma pistol or a bolt pistol, which is in here somewhere. So that's cool. Now the actual bodies of the miniatures, again, just like the sort of theme they're going with a lot of the recent stuff they've released for Astra Militarum is the good old days of, you know, the Cadian shock. You could basically, you know, kit bash to your heart's delight is not applicable here because they are fixed poses. Yeah, so just like the old signs, to be honest, they're all in a specific pose, and there is a fair bit of hero box going on here. What I mean by hero box is just like the tactical rock used for Space Marines, they've got loads of boxes and bits of terrain that's standing on to basically give the appearance of them, you know, lifting off from a high position or a perch as they rain lads death onto the enemy. So you've got some here, which does look quite nice. Obviously using it modeled like the wider Hivestorm terrain set, so it's looking like some industrial terrain pieces that they're jumping off from. So it looks really good. And there's obviously quite a serious piece there with a bit of rebarb of some sort. And this one, that's a type of thing which you get used to if you're looking at Jump Pack Space Marines, is the ridiculously high poses, which is interesting. Then the bodies themselves, as I said, so the actual armor looks relatively similar with that sort of like surrounding piece they've got going there. And also of note, they've got this like thing here which often sticks to their belly. So I don't actually know what that's meant to be. It's basically, I don't know, some sort of like, maybe it's a thing they use to control the descent of their jump packs, albeit they're not really jump packs anymore. There's another one there. Then the last thing, which is super cool, is the servo gun. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun to build. So you've got obviously the assembly here, got the legs, or probably they've got the legs here, like some sort of armor system to cover it. The servo skull with the aiming device, and then you've got the weapons. Now, one thing of note is that it's interesting that basically the hotshot volley gun is noticeably bigger than the other two options of the flamer and the grenade launcher. Is that they look like they're man portable, but that looks freaking massive. So again, I don't have I've got a hotshot volley gun painted up and assembled, but it's about the same size as the normal one, but like you can see it's modeled as a physically quite a big weapon, so not something that a bloke could carry easily from a normal human point of view. But the flamer and the grenade launcher look like the bog standard options, and in the rules they're basically derived at basically shooting twice as many shots as the man portable version. So I don't think they've nailed the proportions here that well. Hot shot volley gun looks about right, but the flamer and the grenade launcher look puny in comparison to that. So I'll probably go with the hot shot volley gun from a rules point of view. I think its profile overall is probably better in the current rules, but I will do my best to magnetize this because you want to give yourself options as the rules change, and obviously as additions of 40k change over the coming years. There's some other accessories, bits and pieces here. But broadly speaking, obviously I haven't assembled these yet. I can't check for, you know, aggressive mold lines, but it looks pretty standard. I think the stuff that makes life a bit tougher is when they put like the sprue connections like there, for example, and there's because if it's a bit of on a delicate piece and you've got to snip it away, you can actually damage that surface. So typically I find it's better if they put sprues on the end of the barrel so then you can do like a clean cut. But of course, without actually have assembled these, I don't know what the quality is like. But broadly speaking, they look pretty good, pretty in line with what we're expecting from GW today. With obviously the technology using in the factories coming a long way since, you know, the good old days of the Cadian shock troops, which looks like little, I don't know what to call them, but look pretty bland. So definitely a cool looking set of miniatures to paint and assemble. As said, they're not available individually. Either got to buy the entire Hivestorm box set, which costs you a fair bit of money, or you go into eBay, or go in with a friend, and obviously go halfies if they want to take the Flyboy, Tau, Vespid, Stingray things, whatever they're called, plus all the terrain. So yep, looking cool. Definitely their rules aren't bad. They're not going to be crazy, but they will be quite good from a tactical point of view. Not going to probably kill loads of stuff, more just do some good mission play in the 40k rules. So yeah, so what do you think? Any questions, let me know. If you've already got these and painted and assembled, love to hear how you found the process. But if you enjoyed this video and then want to support me, you can do so by comment, like, or subscribe in the video, or simply watching any of my other YouTube videos. I'm a true Astra Militarum variety channel, covering everything from the hobby aspect, from painting, kit bashing, and unboxing or unspruing like this video here. The tactical aspect as far as the game is concerned, taking more of an analytical approach, and then lore as well. I cover some lore videos and topics. And super thanks to all my supporters, including those channel members on YouTube and also my Patreon platoon. Let's get your bayonet sharp, last gun oiled. Faith from the Emperor strong. Patreon platoon, sound off.
Tank Commander Glenn. Tank Commander Watchdog Van Etten. Tank Commander Mitchell. Lieutenant Burke Nielsen. Lieutenant Smith. Colour Sergeant DuPont. Sergeant Adal Scott. The Colonel Merrill. Veteran Gibson. Hall. Lundeen. Guardsman Beard. Coquelin. Hills. Malik. Nitton. Nguyen. Tonkin. Conscript England. Evan Gunn. Goodwin. Bolgrim King.